Hey guys, sister, what's up? I hope you're good. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my huge hopeful March TBR. Now, when I say huge, there's like 30 books on this TBR, and I'm reading about 10 a month. So we're definitely gonna have to pick and choose some. So let's get into it. And if you can see, it's a lot of fucking books. I'm gonna start by the manga series I want to read. So it's the Quintessential Quintuplets series. I have the whole like box set. I watched the anime a couple years ago with my fiance and just want to read it, you know? So the Quintessential Quintuplets are a dude who is tutoring quintuplets, and you know that in the end he marries one of them, but you never know like who. It's like a very open ending that when you look at the girl in the wedding dress, she could be any of the quintuplets. And they all have like very different personalities and quirks, and I love them so much. But like, we have the 5 girls, okay? And when you look at, where is it? I saw it. The girl in the dress, you don't know which one it is. On the back here, it says 5 times the trouble. 5 girls who want to do anything but study, and their tutor, a high school boy who's got book smarts and not much else. Futaro Usugi took the tutoring gig because he was desperate for cash, but when his students, the 5 beautiful daughters of a wealthy businessman, find 5 times the excuses to slack off, what can he do? At this rate, the sisters won't graduate, so if he wants to get paid, Futaro must think of a plan to suit each of them, which feels hopeless when 5 out of 5 of them think he's a loser. As I said, I really loved the anime. So, you know, having the manga, I've owned like this big old box set. Well, it's technically 2 box sets for a little bit, and look, when you put both of the boxes together, you have all the girls. Anyways, I'm very excited to go back into that universe. Alright, in March, most likely at the start of March, I want to read Frost and Shadows, The War of Miracles by Jessie Valley, which is book 1 in a series. Only book 1 is out. I want to read it at the start of March because this is based in like winter. So, you know, we go off of the vibes. And it's a fantasy. So here it says, 17-year-old Emma has been on the run her whole life. Born gifted with a powerful connection to winter, she has dedicated her life to avoiding the Institute, the worldwide organization that oversees all who are born blessed with powers. Separating the gifted from their families, the Institute protects the world against cursed creatures, those born with an insatiable hunger to devour the energy of all gifted. When Emma is forced to join the Institute, she's eager to test her warrior prowess, but reluctant to use her power to defend an organization she's been taught to hate. While patrolling the Institute borders, Emma encounters Dimitri, a young cursed man unlike anyone she's ever met. Dimitri's full control of his hunger is not nearly as shocking as his unfathomable connection to her. But when the Institute is attacked by mysterious forces, every long-held connection and belief will need to be called into question, and its members must turn to those they have labeled as traitors to save them all. Can Emma prevent a war, or will the world fall into chaos? I found this author on TikTok. I did get an arc of it, an ebook arc of it back in, I think it was like September or August, but it never opened on my Kobo, so I bought the physical copy because I felt bad about that, and I'm actually really interested in it. So, yeah. Next, I have Rules of Our Own by Jay Wilder, which is book 3, and I think the last one actually, in the Rules Breakers series. Book 1 is rule number 5, book 2 is Rules of the Game, and well, book 3 was our own. Now, they are hockey romances that the 3 books happen all at the same time. So book 1 is about Jax and Sydney, book 2 about Lucas and Piper, and well, book 3 is about Mia, River, and Alex. Book 3 is a throuple. Basically, we meet Mia in book 1. She is Sydney, our main character in book 1. She's her best friend. River and Alex are 2 hockey players on the same team as Jax, which is the main character of our first book. What we know of it in the first book is that Mia kind of likes both guys like her, and we don't know much about their relationship in the first one. So I'm so happy to dive into this one. So on the back, it says, Mia. The second the Boston Bruins star forward steps out of the villa bathroom, looking like a god in nothing but a low-slung towel, I should turn around and beg for a different room. When his tall, dark, and broody teammate walks in offering to share the villa, I should run. And when they offer me one weekend of no-strings-attached fun, I should absolutely say no. But I've never been good at doing what I'm supposed to. Alex. 3 nights wasn't enough. Not when I still wake up dreaming about them. Imagine our surprise when our new neighbor ends up being the girl we've both been obsessing over. This time we won't lose her. This time things will be different. This time we're ready to share. River. They're mine to own, possess, consume. They just don't know it yet. Okay, so this actually this is after book 1 and 2. So, okay, basically there's book 1, and book 2 starts there of book 1. So I thought they were all overlapped because we do know Mia, River, and Alex book 1, but this is after, when the boys are now professional hockey players. Girl. And I know Jay Wilder does reverse harems well because her full name is Jessa Wilders, and under that name she has a mafia romance series. And then it is a girl and 3 boys, so I know that's gonna be good, you know? Next, there's 2 books I want to reread for my 5 stars of 2023 reading vlog. I'm doing this vlog where I just reread all my 5 stars of 2023 and see how I feel about them now. So we have Usaken by MP Wava, which is a very short, very sweet one, exploring LGBT relationships and polyamory in the heart of Sherbrooke, which is a city in Quebec. I'm pretty sure it's actually been translated, and it's called The Fifth in English. So I'm currently editing, and yes, it has been translated. The English name is The Fifth, A Love's Story, and it was translated by Monica Meneghetti. So in the English version of the back, it says, a contemporary novel about polyamory, full of endearing and refreshing characters, navigating love, life, and desire among their chosen family. Critically acclaimed in the original French, The Fifth offers a refreshing take on sexuality and desire. Alice, Gail, Camille, and Simon live together in a polyamorous relationship, affectionately referred to as the family. Camille is a trans woman and Gail are lovers. Simon is in a relationship with Alice, and Alice is in a relationship with everyone. But when Alice invites her seemingly straight ex-boyfriend Eloy to move into their Sherbrooke, Quebec apartment, albeit temporarily, the family's dynamic began to change in unexpected ways. Narrated by each family members, along with script-like interludes, the daily lives of Alice, Gail, Camille, Simon, and Eloy show a loving and satisfying non-traditional relationship. Infused with Quebecois culture, The Fifth is a story rarely represented in Canadian literature. Not about infidelity or possessiveness. Rather, it is the individuals as they navigate love and desire. A punch stereotypes and stigma in the face. Now available for the first time in English from translator and award-winning author Monica Minetti, The Fifth is honest, delightfully unconventional, and breaks down barriers and challenges norms in our society. At the start, I was giving this a 3-star, and then I couldn't stop thinking about it, and the end of it made me cry. So it's just 3 young adults living their lives with relationship, like friendships, relationships, discovering themselves, and they're all LGBT, which I love. So Alice is bi, pan, we're not sure. Gael is a lesbian, Kemi is a trans lesbian, Simon is bi/pan, and Ilwa is discovering he's bi/pan. And I really like that we have point of views of all the characters, and I like the dedication to this book. It is literally to my girlfriend and my husband, and like, what's it like living my dream? Next in this vlog, I want to read one of my favorite books. I've only read it once, but I just can't wait to read it. Pucking Around by Emily Rath. Now this book, basically our female main character is Rachel, who is going to a team, a hockey team, to be their team doctor. And there she meets with 3 of the dudes, and they all fall in love. There is Caleb, who is, I don't remember what he is. I think he's a forward. I think. And they actually had a one-night stand months ago, and they were like the perfect person for each other, but never exchanged numbers or name. And then there is Ilmari, who is the goalie, the big teddy bear of a man that everyone is scared of. Wow, I said Caleb was the dude in the hockey team, right? He's not. Jake is the forward. Caleb is a equipment assistant. And yeah, I just really like it. It's just very sweet and very spicy. And you know, I just think about it way too often, honestly. Next, we have a series, and that's the end of the first pile. So we have the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. First one is Flawless. Then we have Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and last but not least, Hopeless. So let's go through what they are about. So first off is Flawless, and it says, the rules were simple. Keep his hand off his agent's daughter and stay out of trouble. But now he's stuck with her. There's only one bed, and well, rules are made to be broken. Rhett Eaton is the face of professional bull riding, the golden boy. Or at least he was until it all blew up in his face after a public brawl. Now his agent says he has to clean up his image and sticks Rhett with his ball-busting daughter for the rest of the season as full-time supervision. But Rhett doesn't need a goddamn babysitter, especially one with skin-tight jeans, a sexy smirk, and a mouth she can't stop running. A mouth he can't stop thinking about. And he quickly learns that Summer Hamilton isn't just another conquest. She sees the man behind the mask, and she doesn't run. She pulls him closer, even when she shouldn't. Summer says this means nothing. Rhett says this means everything. She says there are boundaries they shouldn't cross, that Rhett's reputation can't take any more hits, and neither can her damaged heart. Rhett says he's going to steal it away. Like my dude. And we have Heartless, book 2. Working as a nanny for the world's grumpiest single dad should be simple, except she can't keep her eyes off him, and he can't keep his head off her. I do love single dads that fall in love with ladies and are like putting their kids first and are like You need to be good to my kid before you get to me. All right, there's definitely that in there. Like he's a single dad. Of course it's in there. Kate Eaton is 13 years older than Willa Grant, and he barely looks her way, even though she's living in his house for the summer. That is, until she gets him into the hot tub one night for a game of truth or dare. Then, all bets are off. And so are their clothes. Kate is gruff and a little rough around the edges, with broad-shouldered ranchers with calloused hands and filthy mouths are this city girl's kryptonite. So, who is she to resist? But it's in their quietest moments together that he softens. It's the unexpected way he takes care of Willa that you realize his heart and exterior is just a facade. And it's when she watches him go all sweet with his little boy that she starts to fall for him, whatever the consequences. Someone once convinced Kate that his best wasn't good enough, but Willa has never felt more cherished than she does in his arms. Her contract says this arrangement is only for 2 months, but her heart says this is forever. Then we have Powerless. Servant Sure is a second chance childhood best friend romance. 2 childhood friends, 2 broken hearts, 1 impromptu road trip to get away from everything. That's all this was supposed to be. To Jasper Gervais' fan, he's the handsome, talented hockey heartthrob on TV, but to Sloane, he'll always be the lost boy with sad eyes and the heart of gold. The man she's loved in secret all her life. So when her life falls apart on the day she's supposed to marry someone else, it only makes sense that he's the one to swoop in and save her. And when his world comes crashing down around him, she's there to return the favor. But the more time they spend alone, the more Jasper isn't looking at her like a friend anymore. He isn't touching her like one either. And after all these years, he's still everything she's ever wanted. Everything she thought she could never have. Their feelings aren't straightforward, though. They twist and turn around the pain of Jasper's past and the reality of Sloane's present. Jasper Gervais might act like he wants her, but after years of turning her away, he's going to need to prove it. So, then we have book 4, which is Reckless. He's scorching hot trouble wrapped up in a drool-worthy package, and he's looking at her like she might be his next meal. Girl. Theo Silva, rowdy bull rider, notorious ladies' man, and Winter Hamilton knows exactly what it means when he eyes her like that. But she's almost free of her toxic marriage and has sworn off men entirely. So all she sees when she looks back at Theo is temptation, served up with an eeping side of heartbreak. The man is hard to trust, but it turns out even harder to resist. Made that impossible, because Theo is persistent, and no matter how hard Winter tries to freeze him out, he melts her icy exterior and pulls apart all of her defenses. Over a drink in a small-town bar, she finds herself blurting out her deepest, darkest secrets. Then, she spends the single hottest night of her life with the man she never thought she'd say yes to. He worships her body. He makes her blush. She comes alive beneath his hand. Then, she tells him to forget it ever happened. She wants simple, and with him, it all feels complicated. It was supposed to be a one-night thing, a secret. But that little plus sign is going to make this secret impossible to keep. Like, girl, you can't say no to this shit. And the 5th book in the series is Hopeless. And it says, she's sure her last name has ruined any chance for her in this town. So he offers her his. The elevator pitches for these books. Bo Eaton is a town prince, a handsome military hero with a tortured past. Bailey Jensen is the outcast bartender, a shy girl from the wrong side of the tracks. He's 35 and all men. She's 22 and all virgin. He's also her fiancé. Correction, her fake fiancé. It starts out as a bet, a point for both to prove, and it's a win-win. Bo gets to break from his concerned family's prying, and Bailey gets a chance to shed her family's reputation while she saves up to ditch this small town for good. All she has to do is wear his ring, follow his lead, and pretend she can't keep her hands off of him in public. Easy enough, right? But it's but it's what happens between them in private that blurs all those carefully drawn lines. It's what transpires behind closed doors that doesn't feel like pretending at all. This engagement was supposed to be for show. This agreement, it has an end date. Bo once told Bailey he'd never fall in love. She's determined to make him change his mind. The Chestnut series all seems so fucking good. Now, let's go to the second pile of books. Because as I said, it's long fucking TBR. So the first two books on this pile are book 2 and 3 to the... I don't know the title of this series. But this Anna Wong series. We have King of Bread and King of Greed. Now, personally, Anna Wong never missed. So book 2 in the series is King of Pride, which was my Christmas gift from my best friend. So in King of Pride, we have Kai, which I already know I love him because of how we saw him in King of Wrath, which is book 1 of the series. Here it says, she's the opposite in every way, and the greatest temptation he's ever known. Reserved, control, and proper to a fault, Kai Young has neither the time nor inclination for chaos. And Isabella, with her purple hair and inappropriate jokes, is chaos personified. With a crucial CEO vote looming and a media empire at stake, the billionaire heir can't afford the distraction she brings. Isabella is everything he shouldn't want, but with every look and every touch, he's tempted to break all his rules and claim her as his own. Bold, impulsive, and full of life, Isabella Valencia has never met a party she doesn't like or a man she couldn't charm. Except for Kai Young. It shouldn't matter. He's not her type. The man translates classic into Latin for fun, and his membership at the exclusive club where she bartends means he's strictly off limits. But she can't deny that beneath his cool exterior is a man who could make her melt with just a touch. No matter how hard they try, they can't resist giving in to their forbidden desires, even if it costs them everything. Then we have book 3, which is King of Greed, and this one says, he had her, he lost her, and he'll do anything to win her back. Powerful, brilliant, and ambitious, Dominic Davenport clawed his way up from nothing to become the king of Wall Street. He has everything, a beautiful home, a beautiful wife, and more money than he could spend in a lifetime. But no matter how much he accumulates, he's never satisfied. In his endless quest for more, he drives away the only person who saw him as enough. It isn't until she's gone that he realizes there may be more to life than riches and glory. But by then, it may be too late. Kind, intelligent, and thoughtful, Alessandra Davenport has played the role of trophy wife for years. She stood by her husband while he built an empire, but now that they've reached the top, she realizes he's no longer the man she fell for. When it becomes clear that she'll always come second to his work, she finally takes charge of her life and puts herself first, even if it means leaving the only man she's ever loved. But what she didn't count on was his refusal to let her go, or for him to fight for their marriage, no matter what it takes. Anna Huang men are always a win, personally. Then I have this book right here, which is Three Hearts Hideaway by Luna Day. I really love the colors of the cover. As someone who is a graphic design student, I can tell you this color palette, it has my heart. So the back of this one says, she ran away and found home. When Ava stumbles into sleepy little Greenfield with nothing but suitcase and humiliating voice message on her phone, the last thing she expects to find is Roman, a tattooed B&B owner who offers her a place to stay. After dumping her narcissistic ex-boyfriend and running away from the embarrassment he caused her, she needs to focus on herself. It's up to her to puzzle out what she truly desires in a partner. And the sparks flying between her and Roman and his broody best friend Logan are too tempting to pass up. But when her past comes knocking, it's hard not to crumble to the familiar cycle of cruelty, Even when things feel so right in a small town with both these men. Could Roman and Logan be her soulmates? Or will Ava prove she's exactly what her ex says she is? A deviant. Listen. Thruples are my weak spot. Okay? Because honestly, I wish. So next we have a 4-book series that is actually my birthday gift from my fiance. We have the Empire series by Rena Kent. Book 1 is Empire of Desire. Book 2 is Empire of Sin. Book 3, Empire of Hate. And Book 4, Empire of Lust. So let's get into them. So Book 1, Empire of Desire, it says, my forbidden husband. I kissed my father's best friend and it kind of didn't go well. Not only because he's 18 years older than me, but he also didn't like me. Not one bit. In my defense, I didn't mean to fall for him. It just happened. Nathaniel Weaver is the most attractive man I've ever seen with enough charisma to blind the sun. He's bigger than the world, owns half of it, and conquered the other half. He was forbidden. Wrong. So I totally got over him. Or so I told myself. Until we're forced to get married. Now I'm trapped. But maybe he's trapped too, because we're both reaching for that forbidden fruit dangling in front of us. Like, I know I wouldn't be in the position of falling in love with my father's best friend. Like, the man who changed my diapers as a baby. No, I wouldn't. But this sounds like a good book, you know. Book 2 of the series is Empire of Sin. And this one says, my boss, my sin. I'm not the type who has one-night stands. It wasn't supposed to happen, okay? A couple of drinks and a sinful British accent later, and I'm in bed with a stranger. Of course, I left first thing in the morning because I'm a responsible adult. An adult who has a new job, and I need in order to keep my double life a secret. Little did I know I'm not, in fact, responsible. Because the stranger I left in bed? Yeah, he's not a stranger after all. He's my new boss. Knox Van Doren might have a charming smile, but a true villain lurks beneath it all. And like any villain, he'll use my sin against me. Bruh. Also, she has a double life? Hello? I need to know more about that. And we have Empire of Hate, which says, my boss, my enemy. I escaped my life. Leaving everything behind wasn't easy. But I did it. I turned the page and flew over the ocean. This is my new beginning, my new chapter, my new book. Or so I hope before meeting my new boss, Daniel Stirling. Rich as sin, illegally attractive in the face of every magazine cover. Oh, and the reason why I escaped in the first place. I made his high school life hell. He wouldn't stop until he gives me a taste of my own medicine. I don't usually like bully romances, but this is like, years later, bully her back, fall in love type of thing. You know what? Yes. Then we have Empire of Lust, which says, my boss, my hell. When I slept with a faceless jock as a teen, I didn't think I would become pregnant. I also didn't think I would lose that child. Several years later, I found out that my daughter is alive and I'm given a second chance. One problem though, the faceless jock isn't so faceless anymore. He has a name everyone fears, Kingsley Shaw. A ruthless bastard, a heartless devil, and most importantly, my daughter's father. Oh, and he hates me as much as I hate him. We're out to destroy one another with all methods available, including a dangerous game of lust that might lead to our downfall. Doesn't the series sound so fucking good? Next. I have finally purchased Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. Now, personally, Carrie Maniscalco never fucking missed. And, honey, Kingdom of the Wicked, I loved it. And in Kingdom of the Wicked, my favorite prince was the Prince of Envy. And guess who's our main dude in this fucking book? Fucking Envy. So I love the cover, by the way. Like, this cover is so beautiful. And of course, like in all of the Kingdom of the Wicked, we have map on the end paper. Like, we have the map of the underworld and the map of where she lives, the love interest. So this one says, sinner, villain, wicked. The Prince of Envy has never claimed to be a saint, but when a cryptic note arrives, signaling the beginning of a deadly game, he knows it will take more than a hint of sin to win and save his falling demon court. Riddles, hexed object, anonymous players, nothing will stand in his way. Though none of his meticulous plans prepare him for her, the frustrating artist who ignites his sin like no other. Virtuous, darling, liar. The trouble with scoundrels and blackguards is that they haven't a modicum of honor. A fact Miss Camilla Antonius learns after one desperate mistake allows Waverly Green's most notorious rake to blackmail her. To avoid a ruinous scandal, Camilla is forced to enter a devil's bargain with Envy. Little expecting his game will awaken her true nature. Together, Envy and Camilla must embark on a perilous journey through the underworld, from glittering demon courts to sultry vampire realm and beyond, while trying to avoid the most dangerous trap of all, falling in love. Now, I already really loved Envy. I'm ready to fall back in love with him, you know? Now we have 6 more books in this TBR. And I feel like these 6 books are the most, like, maybe of the whole maybe TBR. So first we have 3 Lauren Landish books, which are in the same series, but I do not know the order of them. So we have Not So Prince Charming, Beauty and the Billionaire, and Happily Never After. Which I think it's Happily Never After, Beauty and the Billionaire, and then Not So Prince Charming. So first, Happily Never After. There's a new prince in town, and he thinks he's my happily ever after. If only I believed in those. Lance Jacobs, Rosebro's new most eligible bachelor. He's the stuff fairy tales are made of. Tall, handsome, strong, a dyed-in-the-wool American hero. If my scheming stepmother has anything to do with it, he'll be married to my stepsister before he can tap out SOS. But he only has eyes for me. And though my attention is tied up in my new bakery, I know he wants me. I'll admit that he makes my heart race, my body pulse, and my mind think of things that are definitely not as sweet as my famous cupcakes. I can't help but think Lance would make a great Mr. Right now. I don't trust him to be more than that. Don't trust any men after having my heart broken one too many times. Even if he does make me want to break all my rules, makes me want to take a chance to believe again. Could he finally be my happily ever after? Now, I know Lauren Landish writes Amazing Spice because I've read The Highest Bidder series by her and Willow Winters, and I loved it. Then we have Beauty and the Billionaire. And this one says, Ruthless Bastard, White Knight, but I just call him Boss. Another boss one? There's so many boss ones in this TBR. Thomas Goldstone, a man of billion-dollar deals and custom-tailored suits. He demands more than your best. He's scary, driven, haunted by inner demons that have taken him to the brink. But beneath the arrogant, controlled facade lies a heart of gold. It makes me want to solve him one growly, messy piece at a time, to be the only one who sees the truth of the man. But I'm me. A pink-haired, anime-loving, data-crunching geek with an office in the basement of Goldstone HQ. My chance with the big boss? Statistically insignificant. His burning gaze and clenched jaws is otherwise, though. Gives me hope and ignites a flame so hot my glasses fog up. I shouldn't mix business with pleasure. Shouldn't tempt the beast upstairs. Shouldn't keep wondering, do fairy tales really come true? And then last in the series, well, I think this is the last in the series, is the last I own personally, is Not So Prince Charming. I mean, the man has neck tattoos, so Prince Charming usually don't. Except in those emo goth edits that used to be on Tumblr in like 2013. What happened to those? Anyways, dangerous, intense, utterly obsessed, and so off limit, I'm in trouble. One kiss with Mr. Tall, Dark, and Scary broke the trance. I was sleepwalking through life until the day he stormed in. Gabriel Jackson, with his boy next door charm and dimpled grin, he jolts me wide awake. He makes me crave the dark heat he promises, the frolic and the lust behind his eyes. But life isn't a fairy tale, and things aren't always as they seem. This prince is the devil in disguise, a wolf in sheep's clothing, and I just found out I'm the lamb. His ulterior motives, his secrets, scream run. But every fiery night whispers, stay. Can a fallen angel become my guardian? Can forever exist with a man like Gabriel? My monster, my protector, my not-so-prince charm. Next, we have this book, which is in French, and I'm pretty sure it's a French author, so sorry, not sorry. But this is Monster by Avendine, which was my best friend's first dark romance. So, I think it's Mafia. Pretty sure it's Mafia, but that's all I know. So this book is only in French, and I was trying to translate while reading, and it was very weird. So I went and took the back of the cover, put it in Google Translate, and I'm gonna read that off to you, trying to make it sound better than me translating while reading. Anyways, so my name is Silvana. I'm the daughter of Baron Pavlinsky, the godfather of the Russian mafia. Mikhail, my brother, will soon take over the family. A perfect target for street gangs, I'm protected by my brother, who has always had a possessive, obsessive, and unhealthy love towards me. He considers me his thing. No man can lay a hand on his sister without being killed. But Jonas Lumberjan decided otherwise and broke the rules. I made the mistake of letting myself be seduced by the forbidden. The alliance between Mikhail and Jonas is now broken. The two partners are now rivals, and my brother intends to harvest the head of my new lover, only he didn't expect to face a beast more dangerous than him. Then I have two books by Katerina Mora, who I've read multiple of her books, and I love her so much. Like, every time I've read a book of hers, I loved it. So we have Forever After All, which says, desperate and out of options, Elena Russo walks into a gentleman's club, ready to sell her body in a last attempt to save her mother's life. She didn't expect Alexander Kennedy to be there, and she certainly didn't expect him to propose a marriage of convenience instead. Marrying Alexander means knowingly becoming a tool in his revenge plan. But what choice does she have? Better the devil you know than no one you don't. Last book on this TBR is Until You. And it says, left without a job and evicted from the house she so carefully turned into a home, Arya is offered two choices: move back in with her brother, or take the job her brother's best friend offers her. Their lives were meant to collide, but everything changes when Grayson realizes that Arya is the mysterious woman behind a wildly popular vigilante platform. She's the woman he's been falling for online, the one whose coding skills outdo his, the one he's been trying to track down. It's her, and she's off limit. So here I have 23 books, plus like 14 mangas. So, we'll see how I do. But all of these books look so fucking good. So I have a huge fucking TBR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!